In this video, I'm going to show you how to airbrush a snowy mountain range. Let's get into it right now. So for this winter mountain range, I want to make a positive template to mask off the shape of the mountain, and I'm going to spray my sky first. I'm just using some application tape. So you'll find this at sign supply shops, and it's nice and sticky on one side, and it's essentially like a larger masking tape, and I'm going to tear it and make my mountain range. So let's go ahead and do that now. First thing I've got to do is peel off a section, and it's got to be large enough to cover the entire canvas. Make sure that you don't allow it to stick to itself, because then you will not be able to use it again. And then just go ahead and tear it to create the mountain range. You could also do this with paper. Now position it, stick it down. You can wrap these ones around the edge, and there we have the positive mask. I'm going to use a light blue, so this is just Trident white mixed with their true blue. And because I'm going to get a lot of overspray, I'm going to switch on the extraction fan, and I'm going to start at the bottom section here, angling my airbrush up away from the positive mask. I'm just going to hit that edge. Colour the rest in. Because the blue's got the white mixed in with it, it's nice and opaque, so it covers really easily. Unlike transparent colours where it's a lot harder, you have to really focus on that 50-50 overlap. And I'm just working on a canvas that's A3 size. Okay, so I've got my blue sprayed on there now. I'll let that dry. Now I want to airbrush in some clouds. I'm going to use white. You can also use paper towel for clouds and just tear it and use those shapes, move it around. You can also scrunch something up and then utilize that as well for clouds. I don't want to go too detailed with this. Mix it up a little bit with freehand as well as using the template. If you want to do some more realistic clouds, then I've got a tutorial on that. I'll link that up in the description below. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove the application tape mask. You can see I've got my positive mask, nice white mountain. Even though I should be finished with this, I'm still going to hold on to it for the time being, just in case I need to remask up for whatever reason. So don't throw it away until the artwork is totally complete. So using some art brushes, and I'm going to use some black, I'm going to put in some of the detail of the mountain. So in a sense, I'm doing this reverse. The white sections I'm going to leave as snow, and these are going to be the rocky areas. And I should be able to simulate that texture with these old brushes. So you can see they don't need to be fantastic brand new brushes. And I'm going to go ahead and use the Trident black for this, and just basically start building up some of those rock textures, and then sort of taper it off as well and do larger blocks. So I'll use this brush and then I'll switch to some of the others just so I get a bit of variation. I might try the square one. Get a different texture in there. You can kind of see I'm detailing more on one side. I'll switch to the bigger brush. And the reference image I'm using is just from Canva. I just typed in snowy mountain ranges, but you can also obviously do that in Google. I will pop a link to Canva in the description below if you are interested. You can sign up for free and check it out. You can see it's all about utilizing the negative and positive space, just making sure that all of my direction is similar. So now using Mars grey, but you can make up any sort of light grey just using white with black. I'm going to do some shading just to further shape the mountain range. So utilizing my positive template from earlier, I'm going to use some of these edges to create a bit of a mask. Very carefully dusting. You can hardly see it go on, but this will be enough to pick up that edge. And you can see already we've got that line in there, and I'm also going to run one that way just to get a nice defined peak. Along here as well. Now there's a bit more depth within the mountain range. You can even come in and add some more shading. And we can utilize paper towel to create some of those peaks. So we're going to keep working with the brush, just add in that white detailing. It's one thing with the Trident paint, it brushes really well. So I'm just using it directly out of the bottle. Don't thin it if you're going to brush it. Work some highlights back over that grey section as well. A little bit of dry brushing for a bit of extra snow texture. So you could definitely leave it as it is for the simplified version. I just want to go a little bit more detailed. So I'm going to add in some black and do some freehand airbrushing to pull out some of the rock that's buried under the snow. Again, just working with that negative and positive space. I just want to add to it. I don't want to go over all of my paintbrush strokes because the paintbrush is going to give me the harsh edge and then the airbrush is going to be a little bit softer, so it'll give it a different appearance. Now I'm going to use white and just add some highlights back into it. Now with white, keep in mind that you need to build it up, so let the air dry it and just work your way over the top of it. You can see I'm just pulling back ever so slightly on my trigger finger while keeping the air on. And that's how you get it brighter and brighter. Using a slightly smaller brush now, I'm going to resharpen some of these white areas a little bit more accurately this time. Again, just using Trident white. You can see with something like this, it really comes down to just reworking it until you're happy. You can see I'm running the paint nice and thick. That way I'm getting quick coverage, but I'm also building up a bit of texture, which I like on the canvas. I find that mixed with the softness of the airbrush just looks really effective. Okay, so now I want to do some more shading. I'm going to use some transparent base. Now this is all from Createx. I'll pop some reducer in, the 4011. Then I'm going to add in a little bit of white, a couple of drops of cobalt blue, make that 3 drops, and a drop of black. We'll see where we're at. And that's pretty good, that's what I'm looking for. That bluey sort of grey. And I'll grab a bit of paper template. Just tear that randomly, do a bit of a spray out, make sure I'm happy with the tone. That looks pretty good to me. And now I just want to add some additional shading to this using my paper template to get that torn edge. And I'm also going to spray over some of the areas freehand. Now a bit of freehand with that tone. A little bit more along here. Now I can come back in with the white and just pick out some of these sections. That'll just add a bit of dimension to it. Don't need a lot. But because that grey is there, or that transparent cobalt blue with black mix, it's allowing me now to work back over it, and you can pick up that nice highlight, which I think just adds a little bit extra. As I said earlier, it's really just a lot of layering. There's some bright spots in here as well. And while I got the white, brighten up some of these clouds. Do a bit of the appearance that some snow's flying off the top of the mountain. So to continue your learning, be sure to check out some of the other videos and playlists that I've got listed here. And until next time, go grab your airbrush, do some amazing artwork yourself, and I'll see you again very, very soon in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.